Hey guys, how's everyone doing tonight? Matt here with Game for Change, and we are approximately 1 hour away from our next show starring the brilliant Rashad Woods. And I want to give you guys a sneak peek at what we're working on right now. We got Joey over there. What's up? What's up? Woo Pig himself. And check this out, dude. Look what Jeremy has done for us. This man, we are official as a whistle. We are looking good, and we are so excited for you guys to see this show tonight.
I'm going to kind of tell y'all what I'm doing tonight. Just finished up a council meeting, special called council meeting, and then I'm here with Matt, and he's with Game for Change and his crew.
What up?
Hey. And so we're pretty excited about some stuff that's going to go on tonight, and so they're going to tell you more, and I'm super pumped. So here he is.
Hey guys, how you guys doing tonight? My name is Matt Ketchum. I'm the founder of Game for Change, and you probably haven't heard of us yet, and that's okay because I'm about to tell you who we are and what we do. So what we do is we like to help out the nonprofit organizations in our area. Our first show was actually last month, and we had Drew Brent on, yes, the man himself, as we helped raise money and we helped raise awareness for Joseph's House of Russellville. And tonight we've got Rashad himself, and I'm super excited. So like I said, we help raise money, we go live on twitch.tv, and we play video games.
So, a little background history on me playing games. I used to play games against my brother as a kid. He's 6 years older than me. So, we'll play Y2K13, whatever, little basketball game, and Mom would make us switch at halftime. And so, we're not switching this time. Actually, they asked me what kind of game I would like to play. I don't get to play games. I only get to barely watch TV. So, I threw it back, and Lindsay and some other friends would know we are taking it to Call of Duty and playing zombies. And so I don't know if that was supposed to be a surprise or not, but
that's all good.
Sorry. And, but so we're going to slay some dragons or something like that and have some fun. But it's kind of neat what they're trying to do and incorporate the new age into what we're trying to see. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Shall we play a game?
All right, I think we're back. I think we got all the issues situated. Hey, you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day.
You're welcome.
And it is certainly going to take us a couple more tries getting this thing down, but it's sounding great to me. Getting some messages now from some people. That sounds amazing. Great job. It wasn't me, that's certainly for sure. And we are back. Thank you so much. If you're tuning in with us, I notice we have a couple more viewers now. You are live with Game for Change, and my name is Matt Ketchum, here with my friends Joey, Jeremy, and Alan, and we have the brilliant Rashad Woods himself with us.
Stop it.
Brilliant. We just finished talking a little bit about Rashad's upbringing and his family and some things with the city council. For those people that are just now joining us, why don't you give us a quick recap?
Yeah, so pretty much I'm Rashad Woods, and I'm excited to be here. Thank y'all for having me. And I'm a Darnell City Councilman. I'm one of the youngest I am the youngest that's ever served on Darnell City Council. Ooh. And I'm the first African-American male to be elected. And so I'm pretty excited. It was a hard road ahead of me. I only won by 45 votes. So, the day of the election, I'll kind of give you a timeline of that. I run a newspaper. I run the newspaper here. I'm assistant editor of the newspaper here in Darnell, the oldest weekly newspaper in Arkansas, and that's housed in Darnell, Arkansas.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So that day, we was getting our paper out Tuesday. Tuesdays are our busiest days because we print Tuesday nights to get out on Wednesday. And I was like, I'm going to go vote first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock, and then I'm coming back to my office and work all day. Well, just something told me, and something told me just to stay. And so I prayed that morning, had all the motions, all the stuff, and I felt like I was like, stay. It's time for you to win a race. And so I stayed. I'm the only person that was running an election that stood for all 12 hours, and only went to the bathroom once. My feet was hurting so bad.
That's probably the most impressive thing.
Yeah, I know. And so the great thing about my election was that me and my opponent was able to sit by each other, talk to each other, laugh with each other, And when I went to use the bathroom, that one time, pretty proud, he held my sign. And when he went to the bathroom, I held his sign.
That's
it was
good.
very awesome. And so when I was thinking about running, I think of campaigns, and you kind of see in the media now how nasty they get and mean. And I was like, I do not want that. So actually, the day I talked to our mayor about running, and she's like, yeah, you got my blessings, and I'll help you out any way I can. And but she said, you need to talk to your opponent, Kenneth Taylor. And like I said, Kenneth Taylor was a great man. He's been in there for 30 plus years and done a lot of great stuff. And he is actually, his son is classmates with my dad, and his grandson is my classmate. So we've known him for forever. And so
Just kind of seems like it was meant to be. You know?
And so then out of all of that, after I talked to our mayor at that time, I went and came back to my office, and then out of nowhere, he shows up at my office and to renew his subscription for the newspaper. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I'm going to ask him, get his blessings to run against him, for city council. And I just couldn't. And then I felt like my body, it was a God thing. My body just got up on its own and went outside. He was in his car by this point, and I was like, knocked on his window. He rolled it down, and his wife was in the passenger seat. So I was like, how embarrassing is it to get asked in front of your wife to make him run against you? But whatever. They was like, we would love for you to run. I think it's great. Da da da. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So yeah, the long story short, I ran, and I stayed up until I lost in the early election. And if it was not for Judge Stone's wife, Miss Stone, she's a teacher at Darnell, she kind of just kept me calm that whole day, because she's been through many elections with her husband. This is my first rodeo, so it was very nerve-wracking. But she was texting me from Danville, and she said, hey, you lost the early votes. Don't give up. I was ready to turn my phone off, go to bed. And then when they finally came and posted them on the wall, I had to do the math on my phone to find out how much, if I won or not. So I was pretty excited to find out I won. So yeah.
And it's super cool for you to say that you guys got along during the campaign and with running against each other. That shows me that the community was the number one thing and most important for you. And it's so awesome to hear that with some of the other things that we hear nowadays. But in terms of a personal achievement, what did that mean to you?
Oh my gosh. I come from a family that, hey, you've done great, but you can push yourself. We know your worth and all that stuff. We know what you can do. And at that moment, my parents was like, my parents are well known. And like I said, in the River Valley and especially in Darnell. So this whole campaign, I won it on my own, because they did not go out and campaign for me. They didn't post no stickers, no nothing. The only time that I put them on Facebook with anything campaign wise is the day of the election. It was 6 p.m. and I posted a picture with them. And so they were proud of me, and just myself. I was like, I've done stuff. I've always had help from other people getting where I'm at and stuff. This is one thing. I did have help from people voting for me, but I've worked my tail off to get where I am, for people to vote for me, to trust in me. So that was good.
That is super cool to hear. That's just super cool. Tell us about when we were meeting with you a couple weeks ago, something you said that rang out to me, and I found myself thinking about it almost on a daily basis. I won't give any backstory to it. I'll just say the phrase. Tell us about your mantra of Live to Give.
So yeah, that's my personal platform. It's a thing it's some stuff that's coming up in the future that it will be announced, but it's my personal platform, Live to Give. And so, like I said, go back to when my mom was having a stroke and seeing her pretty much on her deathbed, and I was like, God, I'm going to live my life every day giving to others. And that's what my mom did, my dad does, and they both still do. They live each day to give to others, because when you give, God will bless you twice as much. And so I truly think that I know that God has blessed us, because we give to so many people, and we don't do it for the recognition. Not a lot of times people know what we've done and stuff, but that is my true motto. And so I tried to install that in all the younger people nowadays, because we live in a me, myself, and I world, and so I didn't grow up in that kind of world, and so I'm trying to just install that in the younger people and just people in general, so.
Yeah, it's all about awareness for the community and helping lead the young people, like you just said. Kind of why, we love video games, don't get us wrong, but
it was about finding something like, how do we reach that crowd?
Yeah.
And me and you were talking about that earlier. Just how do we set ourselves apart? What gets them in so that we can talk about the real things that we need to be said. For those of you just now joining us, again, my name is Matt Ketchum. We are live on Game for Change on this beautiful Tuesday night. If you've been hanging with us so far, we appreciate it so much. We did have some technical difficulties, but man, it is sounding so good right now. If you guys want to ask Rashad a question, hit us up in the comments, in the chat. We got some activity going on there, and it's really cool to see. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out. So when we do a show for Game for Change, we love talking to our guests. We love getting to know them. And then, it was awesome getting to see Drew and things, but like I alluded to earlier, I don't, personally know Rashad real well, so just learning about him has been so much fun. And when we do Game for Change, well, our platform is that we want to raise awareness. Am I right, guys?
Right. Yep.
So I just want to make sure you guys are still awake with me. We want to reach out and we want to try to help somebody, just a nonprofit organization. It is super important to me. So important. It's super important. I can't. I will forever do that now for the rest of my life. No, it's really important to me.
Important.
To do that. There is so much good that happens now in our community. We're not just Russellville. We've always said we're River Valley based. That includes Dardanelle, Atkins, Dover, so on and so forth, man. There is so much good that I feel like goes unsung on a daily basis. I won't give out too much information because it's saving it for a surprise for a rainy day, but you want to know what the most interesting statistic was that I learned last week?
I think I know.
I bet you do know. You were there. I learned...
Please, tell us.
That the River Valley Food for Kids organization, they fed 500 kids last week.
Yes, that's
That
crazy.
is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, and up until just a few months ago, I didn't even know who they were. And same thing with Joseph's House. Once we did some research on them and got to know them and all the awesome things that they do, not only did I realize how many people that I know that are personally associated with it, but it is life-changing, the things they do.
Yeah.
So once I started realizing things like that, that's what Game for Change was founded on. Let's just teach. Let's just show people, hey, like, you may not know about these people, but here's the things that they do. And we've always said we are if it's one person, that we can just show them, hey, this is the things that go on. This is how you can help. You don't have to give money. With July 4th, we were at the fireworks show, and something Mayor Witt said, and it floored me. The one thing that you can give that you can't give back is your time. And that completely changed the way that I personally looked at volunteering. So there's 100 different ways that we can help out. You don't have to, get on a microphone and play a video game. Just being there and just showing people. That's what the most important part for me. So our organization tonight was another one that I had not heard of, and I'm excited to get into it. I'm sorry, Rashad, would you like to tell who you picked?
Yes, the Samaritan Outreach Shelter. And do we go in detail on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So the shelter is a women and children's shelter and for domestic violence. And so excuse me. About 3 months ago, I serve on many boards, and so they reached out to me and asked me to serve on it. And I was actually in DC, and the president of the board called my office, and my boss actually sent me a text and was like, hey, this lady really wants to get a hold of you. Something's going on, and you need to know by Monday. And I'm like, okay, what's going on?
That's very ominous.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And so I'm like scared, like, what's going on? I messed up on something in the paper. But no, it was to serve on this board, and so before I said yes, I said, let me find out more about it. And after the first board meeting, I just saw the passion out of all the board members and the new executive director. And it's amazing. What the shelter does is provides a safe place for women and children out of domestic violence. And after doing some more research in our area about domestic violence, and after, we've had in Dardanelle, especially with the children being killed and adults being killed, it's just very sad. And I was like, well, we need to bring awareness to it, because a lot of people don't know what's going on in Yale County or Dardanelle in that aspect, because kind of like me, I've been sheltered my whole life from bad. Like, no one did bad. Like, in my life, like, people didn't die until until I was like 20, and so I just thought they ran away. My grandpa ran away when he was like young, but no, he passed away. So but this shelter is just amazing. The people are amazing, and so they don't. It's a shelter, so you really can't tell a lot about it. And when you want to know stuff about something, you go there and visit.
Yeah.
Well, you can't go here and visit and stuff. And so, like I said, they're really changed leadership in a good way, and they're just trying to bring more community outreach and letting people know in a safe place. And so I'm thankful, and because finding out through research that we're like in the top 3 of the most with the highest ranking number of domestic violence, and that's just Yale County. And so that
in the state,
that's
crazy,
very crazy. And and when I talk to people that's really studied in domestic violence across the state and other nonprofit organizations, or it's one organization that really enlightened me on a lot of stuff. She was like, you would be shocked by who's abusing and who's abuser in your own backyard. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, no, I need to know, but they can't tell me. But and so that's why I want to shine a light on this organization. They got some great things coming up, some great dinners. I'm all about women empowerment. What did I do when a female president, and all that stuff. And so I just think time is now to shine a light on it. And so they're great. The people are great. They really have done a lot of changes. They have helped over 30 people since January, and so that's really big numbers for a place that nobody else does. Right. So they're doing great stuff.
And they're a very young organization, right?
They're young to getting out in the public. Let me say it like that. They've been here for a while, for I think 10 years, but they have not been. Yeah, that I didn't know. I did not know, but they have not been out and talked about in the past 7, 8.
That's
9
amazing.
Years. Yeah.
Wow.